Coming up this week, it's time to put your brewing skills forward at this year's Umkomboti competition. And rapper and fashion icon Big Zulu lets us in on the secret behind his success. A full year of no events certainly created a whole new appreciation of local music and live interactive platforms.
Constitution Hill is our home for tonight, and we are giving you a VIP pass into Africa Day celebration. If there's one thing for sure, is that Africans know how to celebrate their diverse continent.
It comes as no surprise that the Africa Day event, though not packed in numbers, was packed in sentimental value, as fans showed nothing but love for their favorite musos. Maskandi duo Shwi Nomtekala certainly missed their legions of fans. An interactive session with the duo's fans was certainly worth the attendees' wait.
Lokhu uhulumeni livulile izwe kodwa thina ngazasivulele thina singabaculi bafowethu kubuhlungu kakhulu kithi asazi ukuthi sifuna senze njani kodwa ke sesifisa ukuthi ke mangabe uhulumeni evula esivulela nathi singabaculi amagig siphisa abantwana bethu ngoba asikhodi thina ngaphansi kahulumeni siholela ukuyisebenza thina ngomculo wethu
and engingakufakaza siswami njengoba kuyi lockdown vele bekunzima kuthina namanje kusesenzima le ngoba vele umsebenzi awukho kodwa ebesihlupha ngakho njengoshino umtekala uyihlupha ngengoma ukuthi mhlambe mangenzeka kuvulwa noma singawathola amagigi kodwa singakhohlwa ukuthi ingoma yethu fanele ifike kubantu ipowerful namandla yilokho nje esibhizi ngakho njengamanje ukuthi sibhizi ngengoma yethu entsha.
Amongst other countries that came out to showcase the best of what their countries have to offer, Botswana came out to showcase the work of their young creative entrepreneurs.
The stall is actually for market players in partnership with the Botswana Consulate General. Market Players is an entrepreneurship development program in Botswana that is committed to reducing the failure rate of businesses owned by Botswana. So one of the things that we try to do is to focus on developing world-class entrepreneurs from Botswana. So if you look at the store, the products you're actually seeing are manufactured by entrepreneurs from Botswana, most of them young, brilliant entrepreneurs.
Overall, a really great initiative to reunite Africans once again, even if it was for a few hours of good music. Up next, it's Ready, Set and Brew at this year's Umkomboti Brewing competition.
Over the month of May, we have shown you all things bright and African. And as the month comes to a close, we bring you more of these celebrations. African celebrations are incomplete without Umkomboti. Isco, as it's casually known, is a South African traditional beer made from maize and sorghum. There's a lot of theories around the brewing of the beer. Some say you have to be in a calm and peaceful state for your beer to ferment perfectly. Otherwise, it will stay flat and undrinkable. A few ladies have gathered here today with their own brews, and we have experts to judge which one is the best. We could say that Umkomboti is the original craft beer with its own evolution over the years. Although sticking to the original recipe that has been passed down from generation to generation, we have seen a few tweaks here and there. Sorghum beer can be found in many African countries, only brewed different. So how long did it take for your beer to ferment?
So I started on Wednesday, the whole process, until last night for sieving it. Yes.
So is it not affected by the weather because it's cold now?
It was affected, highly affected by the weather, so it kind of flopped. So when I woke up this morning, it had flopped. I had to recirculate and revive it. It was a mission, but yeah, it had flopped, but it had matured. That's the beauty about it. It had matured, so the only thing that I didn't get was the foam. That's the only thing, but maturity, I'm good. So everything is made originally, except for that this one is made out of oats instead of mealie meal. And this one is mango flavored, and this one is orange flavored.
Did you say mango?
Mango and orange.
Oh, okay, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Shall we taste? Let's start over here.
So we're starting with the original. Okay.
Very nice.
So what's the etiquette? Should I be on my knees or can I just stand and...
Normally, I should be on my knees when I serve it. Shall we go to the oats?
Sure. Okay, I think I like the oats one.
Oh, everyone loves oats. So the oats is the winner.
So how is it different? How did you make it different from the original?
The difference is this side I used, with the original, I used the minimal, which is the normal recipe. So with this one, I use the oats, which oats actually has a lot of starch. So it ferments on its own. So making the process of fermentation quicker and more powerful.
So umkomboti wami mina ngesindebele unonhlabalala.
Okay.
Yeah, so uyenze Thursday. It takes 3 days ukuthi ube ready. So lana nginama steps ukuthi siyenze kanjani, ne? So the first step was to obviously to find umthombo and maize, ne, ukuthi ube soft, and then we mixed the two after in the warm water, and then bese lapho sayobasa umlilo ngaphandle ngebhotolo lesintu but it food.
Yes.
Yeah, umlilo wakho noba seyime, and then the mixture kusiya ku second step. We had to take it to a boiling water on the fifth step, and then surure ngesindebele surure until ufula ukuthi so right, and then mawufula ukuthi so right uyawuyekela ubekele eceleni ukuthi ukhona ukuphola for at least overnight, and then overnight masowuqedile uyabuya futhi uthatha umthombo ufake khona lapha, and then from lapho ke you start packaging kumakhamba lawa so ngesindebele ihapa. So I decided to make one kube originally, but from the originally we can add into efana ice cream or mayo or ultramel. So I chose to bring a mayo, and I'm like, no, it brings the taste to you.
Let me taste. So this is Ndebele version.
Okay. Originally.
Not a lot. It looks very creamy.
It is. So we've got two types. The original one, ilona ongathu uamanzi, more like you've seen with this land. And then we've got unonhlabalala, it's more thicker than the original one. So close again. With the one with the man.
How do you get the mango in the
Too sour.
No, it's fine. So you said this one has like yogurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's nice. Yeah.
Well, I don't trust my own judgment, so I went around and found someone who's a big fan of the beer.
Cool. I love it. I love that it's got that fine texture to it, and it's not too thick and it's not too liquidy as well. Because a lot of people make it too soft, or they make it too thick. Then it's like more feeling and all that, right? So I love that you made it the way you did. It actually reminds me of my grandmother's Umkomboti, because she used to brew as well, and she actually taught me how to do this. I can do this myself.
Well, it was a brewing contest and a winner had to be announced. But while the judges deliberated, lunch was served. South African tribe, umngqusho, trotters and dumplings.
Also, for us who don't know where to start, was a masterclass from a brewmaster. All the participants were encouraged to keep trying so they can perfect their craft, and to our surprise, the #1 winner was a man, Mr. Sibusiso Skrosana, and his non-Tlabalala all the way from KwaNdebele.
Congratulations, my brother.
Congratulations to him. We are now taking a very short break. Don't forget to tweet us and use the hashtag #CoverUp and protect your community.
When an opportunity to hang out with hip-hop royalty presents itself, you show up according to the brief. And this particular brief was specific to how I'm supposed to pull up to the venue.
After Roboto driver.
Let's play a guessing game. I want to see today if you know about your South African music, specifically South African hip-hop artists. His name is Siyabonga Nene. He gave a soundtrack to what was known on social media as the Duduzane Zuma Challenge. He's always rocking Ama Brentwood, and he recently partnered with an Italian brand. Have you guessed the artist yet? If you hadn't, then you don't know about your music, and that's a good thing because today we are going to educate you about this particular artist. If you have connected the dots, congratulations. We are rubbing shoulders with the hit maker Big Zulu today, and shopping is on the to-do list. You've come a long way, maybe in terms of your music, but am I right by saying that the past year has been a very fun, interesting roller coaster? In a good way though, in the music scene for you. Yeah. What do you think that came about? What influenced that?
Ngicabanga ukuthi kuko konke kungendlela mhlambe okhule ngayo ngendlela futhi ofunde ngayo izinto yabo thina abanye ekukhuleni kwethu nasekufundeni izinto akukaze kwabalula mhlambe ngalondlela leyo so bekumele siye ngamandla ukuze sikhona ukuthola into esiyifunayo yabo.
Imali is still slapping as hard as it did, you know what I mean? Would you say that it was because Duduzane did the Duduzane Zuma Challenge, or it was still going to slap even without the Duduzane Challenge?
Ngoma beyikhona imnandi nama radio station eyiphusha nomfowethu uDuduzane wadlala indima enkulu ngokuthi kube ne challenge le challenge yaba khona so yaphusha ingoma kakhulu.
Bisuka nemali eni oletha mikumbe khanda lami lidume ngisafuna ukudla inyama eni enkhohla amadumbe imeni obangibuze bisuka nemali eni oletha mikumbe khanda lami lidume ngisafuna ukudla inyama eni enkhohla amadumbe imeni obangibuze.
We have seen people literally break the conventions in terms of what a hip-hop artist is supposed to dress like, you know. But you really do stand out, you know what I mean? Did you ever make that connection ever in your mind?
Okokuqala nje akukaze kwabalula yabo bo uthola inhlambe eningi abantu bekuthiwa bethu umosha hip-hop abanye bethe wena unjani njani like mina ngike ngasayina kwi-company thizeni eyayinkulu akuzange izinto usebenze ngenxa yokuthi bebenaleyo nto yokuthi ngokwambona apha umrap oqoka uBrentwood ngokwambona apha umrap oqoka ama-Kid Guy ama-Kavela ini uyayibo yonke loo nto leyo so kuyinto ethe ukuthi kancane ethatha u-short left kancane nanokuthi bathi why uhlezi ukhuluma lezi zinto okhulumayo i-industry hip hop leyo kumele ugqoke kanje kumele ukhulume kanje izinto kumele ukhulume ngaze engomeni lezi uyabo but mina nganalento ukuthi ilalelani hayi ngikhulume ngezinto engingazazi.
And how do we make a connection between Inkabi and the way you dress? For those that don't know, is there even a connection?
Kanjani? Ngicabanga ukuthi into efana naleyo igama le
because bakubiza inkabi, you know, bathi uqoka nje inkabi. What do they mean by that?
Ngeke ngaba kwi-taxi industry isikhathi eside. Ngeke ngadrive itekisi isikhathi eside, so igama lenkabi igama lakhona erenkeni. But into eyenzakalayo ukuthi erenkeni inkabi iyabulala, yabo. Kodwa into eyenzakala lapho kuba sekutheni mina ngibulala ngamagama not ngekhali, yabo. So igama lelo ke laphuma lapho ke kimi ngase ngilithatha ngathi okay lithi ngilithathe ngilisebenzise ngalendlela le kube igama ke manje elingasenabo ubungozi libe ngendlela right.
Big Zulu style is fast becoming a trend amongst his loyal fans. So the rapper gave one of them an opportunity to look like him.
Travel cool namhlanje man usana Big Zulu. I mean for the first time namhlanje for me ngidinga ngibathi khavela.
You mean like I saw the week before?
No, zange ngimbathe before. Namhlanje ngizokuthola talking ngibathi khavela.
But it's not just about the clothes. You also get an opportunity to meet the man, and now you get to look like the man.
To look like inkabi. Yes, inkabi record.
Don't get me wrong, shopping is fun, but it can also be exhausting. So we headed to Komaemai to relax and have lunch, Big Zulu style. What makes the food here so unique?
Uphuthu nenyama yosiwe kuyinto esiyithanda kakhulu vele from emakhaya, yabo.
Yeah.
So siyazi ukuthi mawula eGoli ayikho enye indawo ozoyithola ngaphandle kwale ozothola lokhu kunye, yabo. Yeah. So njalo ke sizala sizodla.
So I see there's also a way that the food is dished out here, Komaemai. There is a board for the meat, and there's chilies, there's tomato and cucumber. And then Papa has its own plate, vele. So why vele? Why do you think they dish up this way? They could just give you a plate yakomos.
Emakhaya masiphakela.
Yeah.
Mawuphakela umuntu wesilisa. Noma uphakela insizwa awuphakeli nje umuntu nomuntu umnikela iplate cha uphakela intweni ebizwa ngogwembe ngimahlalene buyigwembe ufaka inyama bese ubafakela ipapa noma idombolo noma yini kwesinye isitsha.
Yeah. Komaemai is not only famous for their traditional meals, it's also a sport where taxi culture thrives in terms of fashion and music. 2012?
Yeah.
Angele, utini, when people but you are a taxi driver but rude. Is it true?
Angeke ngiphike. Well, kokunye kunjalo vele.
Yeah.
Yeah. Siyabantu la emhlabeni vele asifani.
Yeah.
So
always nice vele.
Yeah, always nice vele umuntu.
So what's the type of music that you guys listen to?
Umaskandi vele siudlalayo nje.
Why umaskandi vele? I've always wondered.
Ukuthi phela ngithi suke ngathini siudlalela nje amasiko ethu nje.
How would you say that umculo wa Big Zulu urelate ku culture yakho or urelate ku le industry yamatekisi? Ikhona ilink there. Is there a link?
Yeah, ikhona ilink. Because uBig Zulu uyambona vele ukuthi umuntu kuyamfanela naye ukuthi nje bese ematekisini yabo uyinkabi uphila nje indlela esiphila ngayo nje thina.
Yeah. So let's go to the other side. Undlalele umculo owuthandayo. This is definitely the best way to jam to Maskandi music. While I take a quick drive, we take a short break.
Zulu salwa nempi. Ujinini ndomnyama ushaya amakhala. Esebhodle kwanuka amangisi enqomela uZulu kobolo babamkhulu. Ethu wesilo. Ethu hlambana bhulu umlilo endulinde. Kachitha amabutho nombuso kaZulu.
In its third year running, the Isandlwana lecture by Mbuso Khoza and the African Heritage Ensemble is back at the Soweto Theatre.
Zulu salwa nempi.
First of all, we need to know where we come from, and that should be our base, so that we are able to identify ourselves going forward and not lose who we are. Yes, we are to grow as time changes, but if we don't know who we are, we'll be lost. We'll be like flying feathers that have no home. It resonates with me very deep because I am very proud Zulu man, and I'm passionate about the language and the Zulu history. So I've got kids today that will be born in this world that we have now, but also they need to know where they come from. So us telling these stories is for the better reference for our kids going forward.
Usesandlwana lapha.
Siyongena ngomnyama siyedeni. Siyongena ngomnyama kamthashana.
Amahubo are ceremonial songs from ancient times. They carry messages of the past and warning us about the present. They are also sung at many traditional affairs.
When time goes by because of environment and time and the thinking capacity of those people of that time, certain cultures can be practiced, such as wearing of these animal skins on a daily basis, Yabanda, global warming. So we safeguard these as what? As heritage, because it is an inheritance from those who came before us.
Mfowethu yathokoza onokumkhulu makube kuhle kuhlela ngemfowethu uzophuza ukufa amen.
I thought it was incredibly relevant. I thought it was important and very, very colorful. I think that's what I enjoyed the most. Although I will say that for a smaller audience, some of the things might miss them, like some of the historical content and maybe even some of the socio-political content. But I think for teenagers and sort of like youth people, it's really, really important because it kind of sort of bridges the gap between our sort of modern age and our historical age, and how we can bring those two things together to move forward into the future.
The production uses mainly song and narrative, and not only focuses on the actual battle, but more socio-political issues. Those who are lucky enough to secure a ticket are in for a spectacle. And that's where we end things for today. You can catch up with us on our social media pages at Trendz on SABC. Use the hashtags SABC News and hashtag cover up and stop the spread of COVID-19. See you next week.